this next video, we'll go over how to complete the Program Learning Outcomes Yearly Assessment Analysis and the Annual Plan Yearly Assessment Analysis. These two forms will look identical with the exception that of the title up at the top where you see Program Learning Outcomes or Annual Plan. The only other main difference is that the Annual Plan document has an extra question which asks you to take a look at your program and where you think it might be in 5 years or where you want it to be in 5 years. So let me go over how to answer these questions. The first question wants you to analyze which outcomes did you meet your goal. You will, in this chart, you're going to use the chart, you're going to list every outcome in which the goal was met. Then I also want you to explain what went well or why you think that goal was met and why maybe that outcome is a program strength. Over here in the third column, any next steps or action plan that you might need to have in order to continue success with this particular outcome. Be sure to include in this the time frame of when any of those action plans will take place, such as spring 2021 or the 2021 academic year, or whatever the time frame may be, and which party is responsible for making those changes. I want you to note that for that responsible party, I want you to use roles or positions, not specific names. So you might say it's program faculty, director of the assessment center, or program coordinator, or the CAO, whatever group is responsible for making sure that that change happens. And you can have more than one responsible party here. Underneath this, I want you to list any outcomes that you did not meet, but you did make improvements from the last time you measured it. So maybe the last time you measured it, you didn't meet it, but this year you still didn't meet it, but you made an increase in your score. I want you to list those down here as well. And then repeat the same process. What happened, why do you think there was an increase, what was working, and then again, any next steps, any action plans. Note that anything that you put in this chart will also come down here because the goal was not met. Additionally, you may not have anything in this chart, and that's okay if you don't have anything in there, but please put things if you've made progress. Give yourself that credit for making progress and partially meeting your goals. The next chart is going to ask you to use the results again and list all the outcomes that you did not meet your goal. Explain in this next column why that goal was not met. Then, what strategies are you going to implement to make improvements in order to try and reach your goal? This is your action plan. Then I want you to explain the time frame when that action plan will be applied. Again, is it the spring semester? Is it the next academic year? Put specific time frame on there because this gives you holds accountability with when you input a time frame and when things are going to be implemented. Then you're going to put again the party responsible for implementing that action plan for your improvements. Each goal that was not met needs to have all of these areas filled out. Next, this is one of the most important questions, is for you to take a look at the attempts for improvement that you have made in your unit in the past year or years as a result of your assessment process. So this is going to ask you to take a look back probably at the last year or two of this form that you complete. What did you say you were going to do to try and reach your goal? Those are the items that you're going to list here. I want you to describe up to the 3 most significant attempts for improvement that you have tried to make for your program. I want you to list them here. Then, when did you make that improvement attempt? Did you start in the fall of 2019? Whatever the time frame was when you applied that improvement strategy. What criteria did you set for determining if that improvement was going to be successful? If it's an academic class, was it 70% or higher, because that's the, grade for most for success in most academic your academic degree programs. Whatever it is that you have, what criteria, how did you know if that improvement was going to be a success? What was your goal? The next column is just asking you to say, was it improvement, yes or no? Or was it successful? I'm sorry, yes or no. And then your next steps. If you did meet your goal and you were successful, what are you going to do now? Are you going to continue as it is? Are you going to make even further improvements? If it wasn't successful, why wasn't it successful? What are you going to do? What are your next steps? And then continue on to your next improvement strategy that you made to your program. The final question is only on the annual plan. So once you're finished this question on the program learning outcome form, that's the last question. On annual plans, you're also going to be asked to explain where you want your program to be in the next 5 years. So what challenges and opportunities do you foresee? Looking ahead, explain your vision for your program, any challenges you may face, and any opportunities you foresee. Make sure you complete all these questions and answer them each in the chart below. And this concludes how to complete your yearly assessment analysis.